Everything I know about life, I learned on squash night. Moheb Moses.
Every school has one. The nerd. The kid with the big glasses. And they're usually held together by sticky tape. Well, in our school, that kid was me. I was the nerd. I had the big glasses. Oh, but I wasn't just any nerd. I was a nerd of Middle Eastern appearance. And that meant I was right at the bottom of the social totem pole. Do you know, bullies would actually fight each other to decide who beat me up first? And so my life was really hard because you get your education at school, like you really learn about life on the street. And when you have classes like this, you're too scared to go out in the street. So I missed out a lot on life until I started playing squash. So I learned a lot of life's lessons at squash. You know, one of the first lessons I learned was about acceptance and tolerance. No one made fun of me at squash. No one made fun of my glasses or the way I looked. You know why? These are the glasses the squash players wear. And they look like this. And when you look like this, you don't make fun of anyone. In fact, you know what? For the first time in my life, I reckon I was the cool guy. But I learned other lessons on squash night as well. I learned about cultural diversity. Because I play with a guy whose name is the Animal. Now, I should explain, he's called the Animal because back at school, he could burp the alphabet. Now, the Animal's Italian and I'm Egyptian, so we've learnt a lot from each other. I've taught him about falafel, he's taught me about salami, and between us, we've taught each other to swear in 2 foreign languages. But cultural diversity isn't about the differences. It's also about embracing the similarities. And whether you're Italian or Egyptian or Greek or even Turkish, we're actually held together by one common belief. And that is, if it's not beef, it's a vegetable. Lamb is a vegetable, chicken is a vegetable. Those green things, spinach, broccoli, we call that garnish. So I learned a lot about life in squash. In fact, I actually learned a bit about science as well. Do you know the fluid around the eye is called the aqueous humor? Now, technically, I learned that in a doctor's surgery. But I wouldn't have been there if I hadn't stood too close to the animal's backhand. So I learned it from squash night. So I learned a lot from squash night. But you know, something happened about 10 years ago that meant I learned a lot more. I got made redundant from a company that I've been with for 10 years, so I got a reasonable payout. Now, I probably should also explain, I work in the computer industry, and what I didn't know then was that I was going to be making a career out of being made unemployed. In fact, you know when people are made redundant, they say, I'm in between jobs? Well, when I'm in a job, I say I'm in between redundancies. But I didn't know that then, and so we did something we'd never done before. We went out and we celebrated. So we had a nice meal and we had a bottle of wine afterwards. And you know what? We really enjoyed it. In fact, it became an essential ingredient to squash night. You know, it really wasn't squash night without dinner and wine afterwards. But then there was a little problem, you see, because we started to look forward to the dinner more than we look forward to the game. So we actually had to change the game a little bit. Because you don't want to go out to dinner with somebody and argue over some contentious point. So we had to make some changes to the game. So the first thing that we did was we introduced the concept of the dignity point. Because you don't want to go out to dinner with someone who's beaten you 9-0. So we start all our games at 1 each. So even if you get thrashed, you still walk away with your dignity. The other thing that we did is we created the dubious rule. You know those times when you're playing, you're not sure if it's above the line or below the line? Well, we don't argue, we just call it dubious. Oh, I thought that was a dubious shot. Dubious, Dubious. You thought it was dubious? Let's play it again. No arguments. And then finally, we had to change the way the stroke rule works. If you've played squash, if you hit somebody in back with a ball, it's called the stroke, and you get a point. Well, we changed it. In our game, if you hit somebody, they get a point. We wanted to remove any possibility of trying to have any incentive to kill each other. And do you realize, afterwards I thought about it and I thought, you know what? I've actually learned 3 really valuable lessons about life. Dignity, fair play, and respect for your fellow man. I wouldn't have learned any of those things at school. There were things I learned at squash night. But there was still one little problem. See, we started our game at 7, but dinner was late, it was 9. So what could we do with our 7 o'clock booking so that we didn't go to dinner so late? We thought, it's obvious. Get rid of the game. Take squash, have a squash night. Because you know, without squash getting in the way, squash night is so much more fun. You get to do all the things that's for, namely eat and drink. And so, because you have more time, you learn a lot more. And I mean, I've learned so much because of that. You know, in fact, because of squash night, I discovered the answer to world peace. Now, I don't know if you realize how hard that is. In fact, every country in the world has an elected official whose sole purpose is to find the answer to world peace. I'm, of course, talking about Miss Universe. And yet, year after year, with their glamorous hair and their radiant smiles, they have failed to deliver. And here we are, 2 guys without swimsuits, without tiaras. And we found the answer. Sadly, the animal ordered another bottle of wine, and we forgot the answer. But that's okay. I know we'll find it again. I know we'll find it again. Because that's what squash night is for us. It's a journey of discovery and learning. And in fact, I think about my purpose in life, and it's really a quote I learned from Confucius, which is, acquire knowledge and you can become a teacher to others. And that's really what I want to do, is become a teacher to others. So when I go out to dinner and I have a magnificent meal and a fabulous bottle of wine, it's not for me. It is a selfless act to acquire knowledge and become a teacher to others.